Hello, y'all. Welcome. Going crazy. I was trying to make sure all my streams were up correctly, and I was getting myself all confused. Welcome. I have an absolute love for Quest for Glory. If any of you have ever been to my channel before, you've seen I've done a full run through of Quest for Glory 1 through 5 on the Fire. Absolutely love the game. Started the game when I was very young. Fell in love with it, and it's probably my favorite thing I've ever played, and it's the thing closest to my heart as far as video games is concerned. And I was looking for something to do that's a bit different that I haven't seen on all the Sierra forums and Sierra Online stuff. and the web pages, the Facebooks, all that. And one thing I've never seen anybody do is attempt to try to build the entire valley of Spielberg in Minecraft. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I figured I'd drag you guys along with it. It's going to be long, it's going to be arduous, it's going to take a very long time, many videos, many streams, but I want to do it. Again, Quest for Glory is a passion of mine. I love it to death. So between leading my World of Warcraft guild on the Burning Crusade Classic and, you know, doing this, got other videos too. I'm going to try to do the streams as much as I can, but I don't exactly have a proper office or anything to do it. But with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into it. I kind of started a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean I got the gate done, and that's about it. So we're going to go to Quest for Glory here, and we'll start in the world. See, as you can see, I got the gate up. That's pretty much about it. I am still learning Minecraft also, so it's going to be a little bit of a trial by fire, so to speak. I wonder if you guys like that one. Oh, I forgot I can fly in this too. I've never done creative mode, or at least not in a very long time. But I'm going to try to do this as scale as I can do it. As accurate as I can do it. But no promises. It's just fun for me and fun for anybody who loves the game like I do. If you got anything to say, I got my chat up so I can see you. If you got any suggestions, help me out. Again, this is something that even going online trying to research it, I haven't really gotten anywhere. And thank you. I'm glad that you have seen my streaming before. I get very nervous with these things. I'm still very fresh in the whole streaming thing. Trying to find cappers of stone that I can put on top of here that kind of look like the outcropping on the top of the wall for Spielberg. It's not going to be like that. It's probably going to be more like this. Let's see what I can do with this. See how this looks. Does it. That kind of looks a little bit like it. This is going to be hard too because I'm going off of, I actually have the game pulled up on my TV, which is also where I'm trying to read your chats. So I'm trying to go off of the game pulled up and just looking at what I can see from that, which you know is very limited views and everything just because of the way the geography has to be set up. I can't do anything about the animals. Minecraft didn't let me, give me a reason to get rid of the animals, so they're just there. I guess it makes it more of a live build. Alright, so now the question is, how do I go down? I can go up, but I can't go down. How do I land? Alright, first thing we already messed up on. I learned how to fly, but I don't learn how to land. I wonder if Superman had this problem. We get the high stuff, but all the stuff is low right now. So space bars. I'm gonna have to do silly things like look at my phone on the stream. both hit the jump key. Okay. There we go. Alright. Firmly planted on the ground. Alright. Cobblestone. Nope. I don't want cobblestone. I must have put the other... Oh, I put the other stuff in my other hand. Didn't want to do that. No. You go here. On this one. Let's see. Go with coarse dirt, I think. Oh, they actually have a block called Dirt Path. Let's see how this vibes. Might help if I did something like that. I like that better than actual dirt or not. Go with just dirt and then put coarse dirt in here. We'll try the different ones. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, that's much better. That looks a lot more like the game. So, this is roughly the different directions. This is towards the healer, this is towards the mountains, this is towards the south, and Henry the Hermit. But I think we can continue to work on this. I wouldn't be able to afford to work anyway, bud. I appreciate the offer, though. Alright, so we figure we walk in the door. And then... don't worry about that yet, because we're not even on that screen. But we'll build this out. I'm going to build kind of a rough draft of how big I think the town really is. And it's weird because the town is not exactly square. But I figure that's enough area for the couple of buildings that they got there. But I can always build this out too when I get started on the buildings. This is just kind of a rough guesstimate here. Because I'm also going to attempt to do all the insides and everything of these. If I can do that, it'll make it a little more homely. And then if I do ever finish this, if this ever becomes a complete project, I will try to find a way so that I can put it out there for other people to play. It costs money to do realms because I also considered doing a kind of a fan build where everybody could pitch in and help build. And I think most of us that played Quest for Glory and are in love with it are adult enough not to just destroy the work, because I think we're all kind of old. I mean, I'm 41, so most of the people that started playing this when it originally came out are older than I am. But funny enough, most like a lot of people that I've seen in forums and Facebook and whatnot, like me, they learned how to read and write. Well, not write, but, you know, type, spell, all that other kind of thing. This can be a little longer because it needs to have the Adventurers Guild and the Old Lady's House and the Magic Shop, the Zara Shop. You know what, we're going to make this way too big. If I have more room than I need, again, I can shrink it. So this will give me a good spot to start. And I do have to remember to go onto my YouTube profile for you guys and make sure I put all this stuff up there. I know a lot of you guys know me from the Sierra Online pages on the on Facebook, but I've created, for lack of a better word, professional Facebook, Instagram, all that. I promise I will work on that when I have a chance. Actually, I didn't realize how big I think I was going to go with this. My son would be laughing at me. He loves Minecraft. And he knows much better than I do what I'm doing, or trying to do, or how to do it. He was very much surprised when I told him I was going to do Minecraft videos of any kind. Black sheep. Don't bite me. I did nothing to you. You know what? Maybe wondering if I made an Instagram for yeah, I did. I had to have. Yep. Okay. So my Instagram is the same as my channel. It's Drashek_Dragonsbane. You can find me that way. If not, I'll try to find you when I'm done with this. Daylight breaks, working through the night. Too bad I can't make a couple of these centaurs, and they could be the Pfefferderns. I think I'll make it a little longer, and then we'll square it off. I think I should probably focus on the town and its buildings before I worry about the rest of Spielberg Valley. But we'll see. Too far. Cool. Hopefully I'll get faster at this, so it'll be a little less tedious. Tedious is probably the wrong word for it. But as soon as I break this out, I think I'll put the Spielberg nameplate on the front of it. Music stopped. There's no fun in that. I would play Quest for Glory music, but I don't want to step on anybody's toes. They probably hit some sort of copyright. Because it would be cool to listen to the soundtrack while I do this. Oop. Mess that one up. Any kids watch this are gonna laugh at me. What is this old man doing? Oop. Pow, pow. I'll just fix those when I get back to it. Oop. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Or that one. Or that one. Oh, there it goes. There's the music. Now we got something other than my voice. Oh, that's some spotty work. Get it, spotty. Guess it looks more like a castle fence that way, though. Or a castle wall. Oh, missed. Now, the other thing that's going to make this difficult is the fact that in the game, the outside does not reflect the inside of the buildings. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to hash out, which is why I think this is not going to be even close to done enough. But like I said, it's a start. Right, let's get this stuff out of the way that I'm not going to use, especially right now. I don't need that. Don't need that right now. But I do need his signs. Let's see. This is kind of a light brown sign. It wasn't on a chain, but it was hanging on the wall. So we'll go with this. No, that's not how I wanted it to be. So that's not going to work. So we're going to have to go with a different kind of sign. See, I spelled sign right, and that's because I could sign the Thieves Guild sign. Unfortunately, it's not going to let me... Oops. Well, it's funny because if I go off the VGA version, I believe there is kind of like a barred window there. I think. Oh, see, I did it again. This shows how clean and crisp my Minecraft skills are. Oh, that hardly is going to do. Is there a way to make the font bigger? I wonder. Let's go in Minecraft. Is there a way to make a long sign with big letters? Wow, that is technical. Well, I will play with that when I am not holding people up. I will come back to that. But for now, we will just type Spielberg. Apparently, there's a way to make that a whole lot bigger, but it's confusing. As I had to explain to somebody on one of the Sierra Facebook pages, I am not very tech savvy and have a hard time learning things, so it is what it is. But I got that up. I got this down. Let me go over here. Here we go. Okay. So it is night in Spielberg in my little screenshot. But even then, you walk in the door and then it's cobblestone streets. Well, we're not going to really worry about that at the moment. Let's get some stone steps out of here. No, that wouldn't be natural blocks. They'd be building blocks. And then we just got to look for the kind of smooth stone steps. Let's see, they'd be like a dark gray. These might work. Oh, I forgot to drag them to my bar. All right, so we got the steps here. Those look so monstrous compared to the game. And I feel like those are a bit far in. Okay, so I think maybe here. And then we're going to make these a little bit bigger than this, just from scaling purposes. And then the porch is going to be the same andesite. That's funny. Let's scroll down here. Stone brick blocks. There's the andesite. Or anzonite. Okay, so we'll take that, we'll put that here. So obviously the porch isn't round, or isn't going to be round in here, just because Minecraft obviously doesn't really allow for rounded edges. So we're going to make these just like this. And then we'll put a second patch on here. That looks about right. And then we could do some railings, which would probably be more like fences here. So let's see how these match up. All right, so that's the railings. This is the porch. Porch probably be a little bit deeper, I guess. Oop, not there. There we go. Okay, so let's get these up here. Sweet. And then this is where the building comes in. Now I would like to get kind of a purpley feel, because that's the way that the sheriff's office is in the first one. So those nether blocks are red. This is more of an Erasmus kind of purple. Let's see, is there like a darker purple block in there? No, that's too... See, what's going to make this be long and probably a little bit boring is I am going to try to make this as accurate as I could possibly do, as far as like colors and shapes and stuff like that. But also I'm going to have to do a little bit of creative artistry as far as the insides of certain things, because I plan on making the barbershop enterable and actually building it out. Same with the fish shop and the other areas you can't go in the game, just because I think it'd be fun to to have a fully explorable world rather than it shut off by little things like that. Just like in, I think it was Quest for Glory 4.5 or whatever, when you came back to Spielberg and you could go into the different shops. But that's the way I intend on doing it. This actually looks about right. Magenta. So we're gonna go with magenta. We don't need the sign at the moment, so we can just kick the sign away. So the building's gonna be as long as the porch is. I probably don't need that, because we're just building the outline of the building. Might help if I just got on the ground, huh? Spielberg is definitely not going to be big enough for me to build all this in, or the wall isn't big enough for me to build all of this in, because this is just going to be the front of the building, so it's not going to be big, because in the game we don't go inside the building, so this is going to be another one of those, I'm guessing. I'll probably change these floor ones later, just because the floor inside the building's not going to be purple. Oh, let's see, that's about door size. It's a single door, so we'll close it in like that. The door is in the middle of the porch, so that works. And the door is going to be purple too. I wonder if it'll let me make a purple door. I'm not going to be able to get exactly specific with it because it's not going to let me do like the diamond pattern in the middle. All right, the color of the door is not going to be perfect because you can't dye the door either. So I'm going to have to get as close as I can. The ones that have windows, none of them are purplish. So we got coppers and yeah, we got different colors of copper basically to have a window. Birch door, that's not right. I would say just sticking with kind of like the medieval theme. We'll just go with this door. I'll put a floor down because I don't know if the door will actually sit like that. I always have a problem placing the doors. Alright, so there's the door. And then this has windows in it. What kind of windows do we got here? I'll look at glass. Alright, so in the game, the windows are blue. We got some blue glass here. It is darker blue in the game during the nighttime. I think it's brighter during the day, but we'll go with the dark blue for the windows here. And there's a window to this side. So we'll knock that block out. We'll put that there. There's a window there. And then about a block up, there is a window here. And then there's two above the door. There's where the sign is. So we'll go right here with these. And then there's another one. I made this a little asymmetrical, but there's another one right there. Wow, that looks kind of janky. But again, it's one of the things that we're going to run into with Minecraft because you can't center those over that door possibly. So it is what it is. It's just going to have to roll that way, I guess. Yeah, that's annoying. But there's nothing I can do about it. So we're not going to bother. So we'll say these windows to the wall. All right, and then inside, I would expect this to be more of a wooden floor. So I will go with a spruce. Because we're not going to need that color anymore because the inside's not going to be... Well, okay, the inside might be. But we're still going to go with this for out here. That purple block's having a hard time. We're building pretty far out. But I want to give this a chance. It's a jailhouse, so you're going to have like a little office inside. Let's see. Is there any like hidden wall kind of setups? See, again, I'm still new to Minecraft, so a lot of the pieces I'm going to be looking for anybody that may have played before might be oh yeah, well that's this, or yeah, you can't do that. If you know that, go ahead and put it in the chat. But I'm learning, and that's part of what the scaling issue is going to be, is where I'm looking to make things, tighter like the game is. I might not be able to because the Minecraft dimensions won't let me. And I'm not seeing stained glass. I'm not seeing a thin wall kind of deal. So I might have to build this out a little bit bigger. But that's fine. That might give us a little more symmetry to the front entrance anyway. I believe they give I put 3 extra on the other side. So 1, 2, 3. Nope, I didn't. Wait, yeah, I did. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So extra 3. Okay, so I'm gonna, for my own brain's sake, I'm gonna grab another one here. And then I'm gonna start building a wall. This is gonna be a lot bigger of a project than I thought it would. But that's okay. That's why we're here. That's why I said a tent. Because I'm gonna do my best. And I'm going to make this the best possible looking Spielberg I can. Hopefully make the Coles proud. I know Lori, I think, hearted one of my posts and the fact that I was going to do this, and I appreciate that more than anything. Because as silly as it sounds, you guys are kind of like childhood heroes to me. You really did something that affected me, helping with Quest for Glory. I know you're not the only ones, but you guys are definitely the most active ones out there that I've seen. It was kind of hard getting into this anyway, because being the young old soul that I am, I'm into a lot of older shows, and I was watching MASH before I started the stream while I was kind of figuring things out a little bit, and kind of made me tear up a little bit because it was the episode where BJ was missing his anniversary, and he wanted to be at home with Peg, and he couldn't because he was in Korea. And at the end, they made him like a little anniversary tribute, and it hit you right in the feels. Wow, that looks so bad. So I'm gonna make that a little bit more. Cure my own freaking. All right, so we're gonna kill that window. We're gonna bring back that fuchsia block. I think it was fuchsia. Come on, where are you? It wasn't magenta. There it is. Alright. We're gonna bring that back. We're gonna do a little more symmetry and kind of excuse a little bit of accuracy, I guess. Because there's 4 windows on it, and again, I had to make this look really weird in order for that to be a thing. So we're just going to make 4 windows across, as centered as possible. So maybe we'll just do 5 windows. Like I said, it's gonna look a little janky because there's only so much I can do. So we'll put another sign on the door here. I'm not gonna need steps for a hot minute here. So my mind's blanking and I can't read the. So sheriff. SHERIFF. No, that's not. Okay, so sheriff. SHERIFF. Okay, so I had it right. Alright, so we got cheer sign up. I can't do it in a pretty purple like I can in the thing. But again, Minecraft doesn't really let you do a whole lot as far as stuff like that is concerned. Does it do a shingle? No. So the tops are not going to be curved like they are in the game, but that's okay. You know what? We could probably just take these windows out too. And we'll put them a little closer to the door. In fact, we'll put them right next to the door. There we go. And we'll take these out. We'll make these stone. Since in the game the stone goes all the way up to the door. Alright, so there's our attempt at a sheriff's office. It's a little extra on top because there's going to be a second floor in here, so I want to make sure that there's room for adjustment on these windows or whatever for the floor being in there. So I would imagine coming in, Sheriff could probably have his own little office here. And I'm going to assume, see, in my builds that I've been practicing with, I have preferred 3 high ceilings, only because it feels extremely claustrophobic otherwise. But for the sake of this, maybe I'll just try the 2. Because the Bavarian buildings weren't very spacious anyway. Okay, so and then there should be a desk. Table. Oh, come on. I know there's desks and stuff like that in this game. Tables and stuff. My dog is going crazy. Oh, okay. So there's no set way of making a desk. So what it says to do is take some fences. I'm going to use this mangrove because it's different than the building color. So it said to set a couple of these and then set a flat wooden piece on top of it. So mangrove, I would assume that would be a slab then. So put the slab on top. But that seems so tall. That's very tall. I don't like how tall that is. So the only way that that works is if I put floor tiles down. But then that looks, I wonder what that looks like from a third person view here. Oop, nope, didn't mean to do none of that. I know there's a way to look. Aha. So yeah, that's a little tall for a desk. But whatever. We'll we'll go with that for now. But then that seems a little cramped. And this is why I said we're probably going to have to go with the whole what am I doing? Sorry guys, I'm not used to doing all this weird stuff. How do I get... Again guys, forgive me. I'm trying my best. You got anything to add that'll help me out, I appreciate it. Playing a game is a whole lot more easy than trying to create something. There we go. That was silly. Okay, so as I said, we're gonna have to build this out a little bit more because that's just not gonna be enough. Oop, didn't mean to put that there. Wow, I'm quite trash on this. Of course, that feels even clogged there. So one more time, I guess. So it was funny. I know how some of y'all feel about AI, but I was trying to look and see if there was some sort of like schematic it could help me build to kind of figure out dimensions, and it just didn't have anything. I wonder if... No, that looks like a bar table. Okay. So you walk in the office, there's his desk. Here's him standing. And then chair. So we're gonna have to come out a little bit more. Now, part of the reason why I did that wall in the first place, knowing I'd have to build out, is I just wanted a general area where center was. Because in the game, Spielberg's kind of like center of the valley, or a little right to center. So I just wanted to put the wall up there, so I kind of had a general idea where I'm at. But I'm going to use probably all this map up by the time I'm done doing all this. So here we go. We got that. I know there's chairs in the game. See if I can't find one of there. Nope. I don't think functional blocks quite works with that. You know what? We are going to take a bed, and since green is my favorite color, it's going to be green. And we're going to put a bed down because I hate this whole building thing at night. And it doesn't let you skip time unless you go to sleep. So I'm going to do that. Okay. Alright, so I was trying to look at a chair. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. So you can sit in the chair. There's the spot. Oop, wrong thing. Okay, so this is, I can make a sittable chair. And how I do that is I dig a hole where I want the chair, and then I put a rail. And I wasn't kidding when I said I was gonna be specific with this. So I appreciate anybody that watches and decides to actually go the route with me. I really did mean it. I want this to be special for those of us who love the game. So I'm gonna take my time. It's gonna take a long time. And I hope you guys stay with me on it. Alright, so put a rail down. Put a minecart in there. Okay, so put that over where the rail is because we shouldn't need that anymore. And then we'll put the cart there. Okay. Break the rail. So I'm gonna have to get groovy with this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay. So I probably shouldn't have actually built that at all. No, I just messed up. I'm not doing what I intended on doing. Whatever. I guess that fixed the problem. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that's what happened. I fell off the bottom of the world. I just hope that you guys are having fun watching this. It's gonna be long, it's gonna be tedious, but at the same time you get to watch me look like an ass while I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Okay, so let's try this whole sittable thing again. So we'll do a rail. Place the rail. Okay, and then the minecart. We'll put that there. Okay, then it said to kill that. Got it. Okay, now we're cooking. I think I figured that part out now. Alright, so we put the minecart in and break the rail so it stays in the hole. Place a stair block above the minecart. Okay, so to do that, we're gonna have to break the block underneath there. Stair, and I think he's a dark oak kind of guy. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. This would be fun. All right, so we'll take that. Sorry, I'm trying to do this while holding my phone and looking up instructions. Okay, and we'll put that. No, let's not do this again. Okay. Okay, so. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay. Nope. How do you put a stair block? Oh, I think. Nope. I thought it said over it and not under it. Rail, put a hole in it, break the rails so mine crosses. Place a stair block above the minecart. But there we go. I'm just dumb. Okay. And then use a piston to push the stair block down into the same hole. Okay. This one's going to be a new one because I've never used one of the pistons before. I'm confused. Where do I put the piston then? Well, that's way too complicated for me, and I'm not going to sit here and try to figure that out. So, I believe spruce wood is what we're using for the floor here. Yep, okay. So, good enough for now. So we'll go ahead and just block off his office now. All right. So his office is blocked off now. And then we're gonna go ahead and put the ceiling on it too. Then we'll hang a lantern from it. We'll see how it looks. I might have to. Yeah. I'm gonna have to build up one more. Just like I thought. All right. But it's okay. That's part of the reason, like I said before, that I build them a little higher, just because if you're gonna do multiple floors and you want to put a ceiling on it, you're gonna get into that spot where you can't really do much of anything. Like there, if I chose to sit down, I'd be touching the top of the ceiling just to do that. Okay, so maybe we can get a ceiling in there now. There we go. All right, now let's get a lantern in here. I thought it was called a lantern. Lightning rod. La 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 la. See, lantern. Let's go with. Now let's do regular lantern. There we go. So we've got the sheriff's office there just inside the door. All right. And that's just the size of its office. And then we'll build a jail here. We'll do that out of brick. Let's see. We'll do some deep slated brick here. I'm gonna make it nice and dark brick. But first, let's go to sleep so we can get some light on the situation. Okay. So this jail doesn't have to be very big. And then we'll leave the door here. Because one, it's not a big town. And two, criminals don't need a big space. Okay. And then that's the ceiling, so we'll go ahead and put these, well, yeah. We can change those out when we get the second floor up here. I don't know what the second floor would be necessarily, but all right. Let's go for. Do they have any large gates? No. So doors. What's the closest thing we got to a jail cell door? So they're probably the copper doors, huh? I would say that's probably accurate. It's too bad that there's not one. Oh, wait. Bamboo, but that doesn't go. Aha. I think this might be it. Yeah, buddy. That looks right to me. Okay. So we got the jail there. Well, you know what? Maybe we should make it a little bit bigger and put a bed in there. Make it very jail-like. Let's see. And then we'll do a gray bed since it's prison. gray bedroom. Just like that. Too far from the door, I think. There? Yeah, there. Okay, and then we'll build that out. All right, so that looks about right. And then, of course, this being a jail cell, it's not going to have wood walls here. So we'll get rid of those. Put these up. And then it doesn't look like any of these back rooms, according to the game, it doesn't look like there's a space in between the buildings from the front to the back. However, you can't see the back of these buildings either. So let's see. Maybe the backs of these buildings look out onto the meat place and all that. So we'll leave a space for windows. So we'll do that. We'll assume that these buildings back up onto the alleyway where the general shop and everything is. Put some windows in here, iron bars. Okay, so we'll go right there. I'll go right there. Block. Okay, so got a little prison there, a little single person prison right there. Looks good to me. Okay. And then that is one brick, 2 brick, 3 brick, 4 brick deep. This way. I'm wondering. No, you know what? There's an upstairs. So let's put it upstairs. Let's see what we're doing. Forgive me, I switched to my other monitor on accident. Okay, so let's build out the ceiling first. Okay, so I said that that was going to be the top floor here. Okay, so we're gonna put another layer up here. I don't know if we're gonna need it or not. Okay, so let's go to the steps here. No. Always destroying things. Okay. Put that there. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Put that there. See, I'm using my World of Warcraft hands. So I keep trying to strafe using E, and E is the inventory button. So it makes it kind of difficult. Here we go. Okay, so we can go upstairs now. This will be our floor. Oop, wrong place, right place. Okay. So we needed the build-up, but the build-up wasn't for the floor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another cell up here. Just so Bruno and the Brigands have more than one cell to sit in. Let's go to sleep so we can see in the morning. All right. And then we're going to finish off the top of this jail cell here. See, what was it? Here was the door. Oh. Here was the door. Yep. Alright, so the door is here. Blocks are here. Oop, wrong placing. Place to walk. Sweet. Bottom floor is always the hardest. You can build up from there. Okay, so got that done. This again is not going to be wood because it'd be a prison. And those got to be that because we're going to put windows in here too. Windows to the wall. All right, get these up here. Too many. All right. Oh, wrong one. Got our door there that I destroyed as per usual. Remember what I said? I always have a problem destroying things. Okay, prison bed. Perfect. Then window. Window. And then I think I'll cap that off with this. Alright, that makes 2 levels of jail, 2 beds, and then we don't need to build this place any higher, because we don't need any more space. It's just a jail. Okay, so we'll build this in, get all these walls set, get some lighting in here, figuring out what we want to do with the second room in here. Maybe we'll make it a jail also. Because I can't imagine that you need more than one office, even for Audubon Goon out there. And they have their own house, so they don't need beds and stuff. So we don't have to worry about that. Now again, before I get a bunch of critics in here, I could only do so much with Minecraft's world and generation. So if you don't know Minecraft, please don't sit there and criticize the limitations. But like I said, if you got any ideas, if you have any idea what we're doing, or even a suggestion that we can try, let me know. Okay, so that's fine, because that's just a storefront, and we'll use the rest for the caddis tail in. Since I can't do any roofing with this, any slanted roofing with this game, we'll just do this. So if you are watching this, I'm also on sorry. I'm also on Twitch and Kick. Mainly I stream for World of Warcraft, but I figured I'd stream this too since there's such a huge community of Sierra gamers, especially those who love Quest for Glory. I figured I'd stream it and be able to talk to some of y'all. But if you like World of Warcraft, especially the Burning Crusade, you are more than welcome to come check that out. That'd be fun. So that's cool. Although I think I'm gonna try to make that look a little more symmetrical. A little more symmetrical. It's kind of the best you can do. That works for me. Because this is going to be the backside into in the alley, because we'll have like the Pfefferton farm over here, or the stall, and then we'll have the general store and the house for the sheriff, and then I think it was the baker, meat guy, And then the alley with Sam in it, and then back here is going to be our little building we couldn't get into, and our tavern with our Thieves Guild, which I plan on building also. So we'll see if we can do that while I'm out here. I will put this fencing up here. Complete it. There we go. We just need Sheriff to sit here and Autobangoon to sit here and play with his little thing. They were actually up some more steps, but I don't want to make it too grandiose. It's already a lot bigger than it appears in the game. So you walk in, you got the sheriff's office over there, you got the jail cell, got upstairs. Should probably place one of these here, put one of those here. Put one of those at the top of the steps. One of them over the jail cell. One over here. Because I still think I might just flesh this out with more jail cells. I mean, it's a small place, but there's a lot of brigands. And barbershop's not going to need more than one floor. They don't even have windows in the barbershop. So we're just going to assume that that's it. This is where the whole creative license comes in, because, you know, you don't actually go into the sheriff's office. And the way the buildings are set up, it's kind of hard to tell where they start and stop, and which business starts where and which business stops where. So I think I will. I think I'll build this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a second. So we don't have to worry about that. So that count that as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. What am I doing? Okay. Okay, so from the wall, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3 from this wall. One, 2, 3. All right, and then iron gate. Right, and then prison bed. And then we'll have to place these. Okay, so this is not going to have a window because this goes right up against the barber shop. So let's see. We always have one next to the bed, right? And then 2 tiles over. One next to the bed. 1, 2 tiles over. Pow. And those don't need their own light source. So we got one in front of there, one in front of there. Do I like it more in the middle of the hallway? Yeah. So let's move the lantern in front of the door, middle of the hallway. Front of the door, middle of the hallway. Just this side of the stuff. Just front of the stuff, front of the door, middle of the hallway. Oh, I like it. 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 Let's see. We'll give the sheriff a window too. Why should he not have a window when the inmates do? We're just gonna give him a glass pane though. I should probably do all glass panes. But I'll give him a clear glass pane for now. How does that look? Yeah. Okay. And then that's going to be up against the... We'll give him a glass pane in his office that is that deep blue. Because I think I also decided I'm going to take these. No, that ain't going to work. I was kind of hoping those would do full panes. So I guess I'm going to have to get stuck with these big boys. Because I think from me, well, I get stuck with the big boys for the front ones. These ones up here, though, I should be able to do the glass panes, right? What we have here is a failure to accommodate. Okay, so let's go about this a different way. Well, crap. Guess we're just gonna have to adjust, right? So we'll put these bad boys back where they were. And then we'll go for colored blocks. I don't remember what we used for magenta concrete. I don't think so. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across, 7 across. Ooh. So go 1, 2, 3. I guess. And then we'll do guess we'll stick with the big black glass. But those don't have bars on them. I wonder, can we do bars? So like white bars. I know this seems like a silly detail, but can we do bars with panes of glass? Because if we can, that'd be sweet. Oh, I don't want to build those out though. They can't occupy the same space, I don't think. Maybe we can go about this from inside. Because it would be cool if we could put the glass blocks. It's gonna look janky. I wonder how that looks from the outside. Nah, that doesn't even look right from the outside. I guess we're just gonna use the we'll just use the big blue blocks as much as it irritates me. Like I started, it's really hard to get like symmetrical in here, and then like I just thought about it like it's a prison, but you're gonna have like straight up just regular glass windows on the front. You know what? I'm gonna even be more ridiculous about this, because I think this is gonna ultimately look a little bit better from the outside in and otherwise. Yeah. So they're not dark enough to shade out everything, but in fact, I think I'm gonna go even crazier. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is going to be my hangout, folks. That looks better. That looks a lot better. Alright, so there's the sheriff's office from the outside. As you can see, that looks way bigger than in the game. But again, I did a little creative because I would assume that there's an office in there somehow. And unless that building set goes a lot farther deep than it appears in the game. So it is what it is. But there that is. And again, I can come back to any of this. So if anybody has a suggestion as to anything that I could probably do better or should do better or I should include, please just let me know. Because it's not only important for me to do this and fun for me to do this, but it's also important that I get you guys involved and have you guys help me with accuracies and inconsistencies and whatever else that I may have control over that I haven't done yet. So I think I'm going to leave the sheriff's office just like that. And then where it's going to get complicated is when we start going into the places that we have been in. So the Caddis Tail Inn, the barbershop is not somewhere we've been in, so that one will be relatively up to us. The Caddis Tail Inn, however, is going to be harder because it's going to take a little bit more to flush out, and it's going to be a lot bigger than this. It took us a long time to just do this, and it took a significant amount of space. So Caddis Tail Inn is going to be minimum right up to the wall. Minimum. Because you have to have the dining room along with the fireplace, and you're going to have the kitchen, which I intend on making a walkable place. So it's going to be built out even further into the back than this is. And then you're going to have the bedroom. And then, of course, there's furniture and stuff inside, too. So we're going to have to figure out how to make furniture. But at first, we're just going to do shells. Then we're going to get all the buildings built. And try to get, like, just the rooms done. And then from there, we'll go and we'll start doing more detailed stuff like furniture and stuff, which is all stuff I've got to learn how to do anyway. Because in this JavaScript or whatever, it doesn't have like a table that you could just set up, which is why his desk looked weird. And it doesn't have just a bookcase that I could just put up there that's gonna look like a bookcase or a dining set. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be more, but it's okay. And then like the Caddis Tail in the game on the outside is all windows, but when you walk in there, it doesn't appear like there is even any windows because there's no like lighting from outside or anything. So that's going to be a little bit more of an artistic grab, I guess, for like a better word. Okay, so let's see. I'm actually going to take a second break. I'm going to put this on mute, and I'm going to be back in a couple minutes. Alright, so brown terracotta, there's like a brown wood. It's more of a polished brown wood. Again, I'm not going to be able to get the details because there's a lot more intricate details on the buildings in the game than I could provide through any of the materials here. So the darker brown is the smoother brown. Kind of like think of it as like a 70s brown. I wonder what this will look like. What's this look like? That's pretty good actually. I like that. So I'm thinking, well, the inside is that, so yeah, so we can put a window here. We'll put the door there. Oh, it's not gonna let us do that. So the window has to go there. The door will have to go over there. So the window is just a regular blue pane. So we'll go glass. We'll go with the lighter blue pane. Don't need any more doors. All right, so we'll put the glass there. Maybe it will let me put a door here. Let's see if we can't do that. So it's going to be a brown door. So can we get it up and down, down? Nope. All right, so we'll put a dark oak door on here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that works for me. Mangrove wood is what we're building this place out of. So we're gonna build it a little wide. And then we'll build it up. So we got the 1, 2, 3 ceiling. I'm not sure this is gonna have to be much bigger. So we'll go ahead and just finish filling all this in right now. Because it's a barbershop, so it's going to be a couple of chairs. Maybe a shelf. And while it's got the same height as the jail, it doesn't have windows up top. So it doesn't necessarily have to be anything as far as an upstairs is concerned. So I'm going to build it a little large at first, just to get a building outline. And then if we don't need the space or we do need more space, we'll add it later. There's going to be a lot of guessing on this. Okay, so that's going to be as high as that is. Also, there should be a Discord in my profile. It's not set up glamorously or anything yet, but it's there. So if you want to talk to me about something later, leave me a message. You can do it through there. I plan on, I'm always on it. I'm always on Discord, whether I'm playing World of Warcraft with my guild or whatever. I run the guild, so I have to constantly be monitoring it. So I'm always there on it. I'll answer you as soon as I can. And my YouTube name is my main character name and my guild name. Both mean a lot to me because I've been playing World of Warcraft since Burning Crusade first came out. And I've run guilds in every expansion up until the last couple. But I can't afford to keep buying new expansions, and the new expansions to me feel empty compared to the older ones. Like, it feels like there's less need for community and guilds, and you can kind of just get things from doing the group binders and stuff like that. But I did want to try this new one, only because it had home builds in it, and I'm a nerd for that kind of in-game stuff. But it is what it is. I can't afford it, so I am not going to do it. Who ordered the rain? It doesn't rain in Spielberg. It's cold and wet and snowy. Would have been cool if they would have put that in there, though. Different weather elements. But again, it's before we had a lot of the ability that we do now for that kind of thing. And I'll put a cap around this building so we're not playing in the rain the whole time. It's funny though, because where I'm at, we've had some nasty thunderstorms lately. Like scary ones. But I don't mind. I'm one of those guys that they're like, oh, a tornado, and I run to the door. Where is it? I'm sure there's somebody who can relate to that. See, here I am breaking things. Now it's all dark and wahaha. But that's okay. We will put some light on the situation. I'm not gonna need those anymore. The last time I checked, you didn't need jail bars to keep people in a badly off shop. You come in. Okay, what's going on, guys? Put a desk over here. And it will be... It's not a rich area, so we'll put something that's a rich in here. That looks too much like dirt. I don't really like the jungle wood. Is there a polished kind of wood? Jungle stairs, whatever that's supposed to be. Cherry wood. That's my favorite real kind of wood too. I think we'll go cherry wood just because I like cherry wood. That's not cherry wood. That's cherry wood. Yes. So you can't do cherry wood slabs? Well, that's disappointing. I don't want pink. Maybe we'll go with crimson. Nah. No, that's good enough as it is. So that'll be like the front desk. No wonder. And put the here with here. And just move the chairs back here. There you go. So it almost looks like there's mirrors. And then we could put like a couple large ferns in here. And then we have rose. Yeah. Alright, so let's do a fern. Oh, no. Maybe rose? No. That's what's supposed to go in those pots. Let's try this. There we go. Okay. So the rose bush can't go in there, so do they have just roses? Regular roses? No? Oh, let's see. Flowers. Let's see if we can put one of those. Maybe one of these. No? There we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Alright. That works for me. Okay, kind of simple. Here, we'll put a painting up in the back. Oh, look at that. So 3, 4. We could put a 3 painting back there. A 3 by 1 would be fine. Do you have a 3 by 1? No? How about a 3 by 2 today? I thought I saw a 3 by 2. 4 by 2? 2 by 2? Three by 4. Let's try a 3x3. What's that look like? Yeah, I don't like 3x3. One. I really want to. What was it? 2x2. Yeah, there you go. They got no hair, but they're the barber. I like it. I like the irony. Alright, so, a little barber shop. I'll go with that. We'll leave that as it is for now. So I don't think there's really much else we can do in here. And you got your chairs, got your pretty little flowers, you got some lighting, you got your desk. I suppose, you know, we could put like a ledger or something on here. Ledger. Book. Yeah, so we'll put that here. Let's see. Do Otto, Vaughn, Goon. Looks like he needs to get his hair done every now and then. Oh, what am I doing? I'm breaking stuff. Oh, so I can't just place it. Okay, I want to place it. So, guess we're not going to be able to do that. Okay, what about this? Can we just put that there? No. Can we put paper down? Of course not. The functional blacks. Da, 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 da. Paintings. A lectern. Piglin head. I don't think we're gonna need that. Huh. Since I'm fond of destroying things anyway. Nope. Can I put a book there? Yes. Yes. I have figured it out. Alright, so... Oof. That looks so clumsy. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's the ticket right there. That's the ticket. Yes. Yeah. Okay, now I'm starting to sound creepy. Sorry. Alright, and then I'm gonna put another pot with another flower. I wonder if a torch flower goes in the pot. Yes. Yes. Alright, that looks pretty. I like that. I think we can get rid of these right here. Yeah. I like it. I like it. And there's nobody on stream to tell me otherwise. So that is that. We will get a sign up here. And then you know what? There was one item frame. I wonder if this is customizable or not. I like that. No, screw it. We're just gonna go with a regular sign right now until I can figure out how to make the big ones. Out fishing. Didn't think I'd remember that, did we? Alright, then I almost think we should put another window. Ooh, wrong thing. I think we should put another window here. So we're gonna just put a glass pane because I think those look nicer than. You know what? What about that lighter blue? See, I knew that was gonna freaking happen. Alright, we're just, for lazy sake. Much as that irritates my soul. But I already put all the insides to make it look nice, so it is what it is. Alright, so I believe I used stone bricks for the wall to begin with. Nope. Yep. Okay. So as you can imagine, like I said in the beginning, I have misjudged the wall length. So you figure you got the barbershop in there, it's all the way up to this wall. We're gonna get rid of this whole eastern wall here, or what I'm gonna call east. This is actually a northern wall, I believe. I even brought out a map when I first put the gate down to make sure I was pointed in the right direction. Okay. So we're gonna need to leave pathway for the pathway. Here's the only thing that I found funny about Spielberg. It's got nothing but dirt streets. So this is all actually dirt. There's no grass, just dirt. But I guess that actually makes sense when it comes to like medieval streets. Didn't have any paving, cobblestone maybe, but in a tiny little town like this, it's probably not a lot of money. So anyway, so you figure there's an alleyway probably, or not alleyway, that's the wrong way to put it. But a roadway. Probably big enough for wagons and whatnot. So, you know, a few people, they see trash, people, a wagon maybe. Then maybe a wall. And then just as a guide, I'm not going to build the wall all the way up this time. It kind of gives me a guide. Right. So a little bit of a guide wall there. And on one screen to the other. We're gonna go to the back here by where the. Alright, so right next to the wall there's the stall with the pepperdine fruits and veggies. Yes, I'm nerd enough to know how to say it. Okay, so come back out. You know what? I think I kind of like the idea of having all that space. I don't know how far I really want to do this, though. So again, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so like trash or whatever, maybe a stand. So a stand would be 2, and then you figure people walking, and then so maybe the stand starts here. Because again, the town's not that big. The stand looks like it's. That's kind of a cool sunset, actually. Let's say the stand in the building started here, so that would make sense. So her stand was really small. So if I want to give it that much room, because it's funny because in the game it appears that the town wall is right behind her stall, but then the dry goods store next door, when you walk in, has significant floor space. So the wall would have to make kind of a weird crook. And I can't imagine it doing that. So I think that there was like a storage area behind her little hut. So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna actually use stairs. Use like a light brown stair. So we'll go with. So I think we'll go with oak. And then we're gonna kind of give her a bigger stall than she had, but. But you figure it here. Let's use a cow for example. Cows and horses are relative in size. That's not a cow. These are Baba sheeps. I don't have a cow. Where is a cow? Don't have a cow, man. No cows. Both say a sheep is relatively small to a cow. And a sheep is 2 blocks. So say 4 or 5 for a cow. So it'd be roughly the same for a pfefferdern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there was a step inside. And then the building started next to her. It's a light blue block. So it's kind of like a tealish. Like that in here. Kind of like a light blue. Being poked by a goat. I don't think I appreciate that. Excuse me. You're cute and all, but get out of my way. Okay, so there's a step in. Probably 2. Once you need it. So 1, 2. Wrong block. Better than the other ones. The cover door kind of looks the part, it's just the wrong color. I think we'll just stick with that. Yeah, I think we'll stick with that. That has a second floor capability because the one next door does, and they are roughly equal in size. So you're gonna use the jail and the barber as guidelines. 15 last spots. I need one more. That should be the ceiling. Text in the way of the building. Okay, so right above the drive-through sign, so the fence is blocked up. There were shuttered windows. There were twice the size. Oh, wrong thing. And then there was green behind them. So, what color blacks? There's kind of a limey green. I know this is silly, but I'm gonna try it anyway. No. Oh, it won't let me put. I was trying to put carpet on it. It won't let me do it. Does that look like from the outside? That actually looks right. That's funny. It's gonna look like crap in game though. Or in the house. But I think I can fix that. Oh, this is gonna be so shady. But I think I can fix that. Because it looks so right from the outside. I gotta find a way to make it work. I really wish I had two dedicated computers for this. That'd make it easier. Alright, so the inside's light blue too. Okay. Crikey. Okay. So inside's light blue too. And it's a 1, 2, 3 ceiling anyway. There's no second floor to the shop. So this actually works out. I can make that disappear into the ceiling here. Because when you walk in the door, you step just outside the door. There's a barrel on the left side. And it would be past where a window is. So this would be even a little further out then. I would say that was probably the end of it. Now we'll just build this out to the back. In actuality, so I can still build this out because her hut is, or her thing isn't that big. And then from the outside, looking in, so 2 for her to go in, and then the building. So that'll give her the height, or the space she needs for that. Okay, so her hut thing only goes as far as the wall does. So her hut roof is only as high as the wall. Since the wall is not going to be that high, so 1, 2, 3, 3 in a topper. So 1, 2, 3 in a topper. Okay, so that's that. And then I said I could build this out further. Because it's a window, then a spot, and then a wall. So window, spot, here's the wall. we can use this to build the wall here. All right. So 1, 2, 3, and then a fourth for a ceiling. All right, accommodate the windows. There's just a little space above, so I don't need all that space above. Yeah, I do. I'm just gonna have to leave that as is until yeah, I'm gonna have to leave that as is until I build the sheriff's office or house. I don't need the barbershop. Need a bed so I can make it daylight again. Got about 20 more minutes left on the stream before I have to go. And I'll kind of use that 20 minutes to thank all of you again. If any of you come and watch this or the future ones, really appreciate your support. If you'd like, subscribe. Give me some rah-rah behind me, because again, I have a hard time thinking about stuff at the moment, and I still want to do this and make it as accurate as I can. Give us something for our community to kind of mess with. And again, if I can figure out how, I can always try to make this playable in the future. But for now, let's go in here. Let's finish off the ceiling. Because in game it's nice. It's night because time doesn't stop in Quest for Glory just because you're standing in one zone. And I can't go into the building yet because I'm not a thief and I didn't put any points in because I'm just using it to wander around. Alright, so he does have a desk up here. We're gonna have to worry about that later. that other purple here? Yeah, like that's more Erasmus-y. I think we'll just stick with the magenta. Alright, so their house is going to be another one of those things where this is actually going to go deeper into that wall than this building is. And it's set further back. So this is actually set back like 1... Okay, here, let's do it this way. Is there a purple fence? So there was a... two fence and a nook, a space, and a more fence. Why is this working like that? Oh, this is the gate. Okay, now that I'm done being silly. Okay, so this comes 1, 2. Then a walkway. And then 1, 2. But then that's a 4-panel window. Which for space sake, we're going to just say is a 1-panel window. So that's a 1-panel window. The door is in front of the thing. There's another 1-panel window. And there's going to be a wall here. So there's that. Then there's the wall of the building. Then it looks like the building would start here. Which is also where the window is going to be. Which is going to be that block window. Actually, I can get away with a pane here, I believe. No, I can't, because the door is going to be right next to it. So, I already got one of them bad boys sitting in there. And that. And then this is the ceiling / floor for the second floor. Now we're going to build this out to at least the gate fence. All right, so there's a This definitely isn't going to be big enough, but we'll expand this later. Alright, so you walk in. So go after a door again. And we want it to be purpley, so we'll go with this one. Funny enough, this is one of the only places in Spielberg that's actually got grass. Okay, so got our window, got our door. Let's just say the other side of the door is a window. Just for it looking symmetrical, I guess we'll go with that. Okay. I'm gonna have to actually play the game in order to get in there. Okay. No, I won't. I could find a screenshot of it. Pull it up and look at it. It's just hard to do that when you're trying to do two screens. One's like my TV and the other one's my regular screen. So it's kind of hard to pull stuff like that off. Because like I can already tell this isn't going to be big enough. Because I still got to build out for a fireplace. Because I only have this one wall between us, right? So there's 2 blocks to the right of the 2 blocks. 1, 2, and then the wall. So technically, yeah. So I gotta build out one more. So I gotta kind of move everything over a little bit. Oh, I already hit the door on my hotbar. Okay, so I had to build out because the fireplace is gonna go in here. So it's gonna be the wall that the fireplace is in. I'm just trying to think. So there's a fireplace against the wall. Then there's a space. Then there's seats. Or table and then seats. And then... Or am I thinking of the old lady's place? Okay. So do a little quick research here. Okay, so yeah, I was kind of thinking of something different. Just give me a second. I'm playing around on my other screen here. Okay, so when you come in the door, there's a whole lot more space. This door is actually in the center of the house, which means this is going to be much bigger than this. I don't need to get rid of that. So let's do this first. So there's that. Here's a chair. We've been using steps for chairs until we figure out how to do new chairs. So let's do this. So there's the chair. Right next to the chair is the fireplace. The fireplace is made out of red brick. Better yet, just brick. Alright, so we'll go red brick. Yeah, I need to build this out even more. There's gonna have to be double brick wall here in order for this to work color-wise. The entire inside of the house is pink. So I said give it a couple of spaces. A chair. Right next to the chair is the fire pit. Okay. And then here's the chair here. Like that. Okay, then there's 1, 2 spaces. And another chair. That's against the wall. It's kind of cool seeing the lighting coming from the jail. Okay, so that's up against the wall there. And then we'll say 2 steps from there here is a scroll desk. And as I think we figured out already, there's no desk. There's no cabinets. There's a bookcase though. What does a bookcase look like? Yeah. You know what? We're gonna have to go to the closest thing to a desk we can get, and that was the little pulpit thing. There it is. Put that. And then right next to it was a door. That was the bedroom door. That's the bedroom door. And then 1, 2, 2, and then staircase. And that's the top floor brick right there. So the stairs were like a dark blue. So we got some light blues, some light greens. I think those warp stairs are probably going to be the closest thing to color. Because this is a dark blue floor house. Alright, so we can't get dark blue. So the best we're going to be able to do is like a dark green. So maybe this will work. Okay, so it was 1, 2, 3, and then the top floor, which is the ceiling. Okay, so was it dark blue concrete? That actually matches the floor in the game perfectly. Alright. And then it actually goes up a couple more steps. See, how many steps is in a step? 2? There's 4. So we're gonna have to build this guy. 1. Oop. Oh, that ain't gonna work. I just realized I put it in the wrong color stairs. Okay, so there's a block before the step, and then here is a door, block, door, block. Ah. So you can't see the ceiling, so I'm gonna assume that the ceiling is the same color as the walls. 3, and then it's ceiling. So regardless of what I do here, it's gotta be the stall. Okay, so top of the stairs, block, door, which means this has to go up, that has to go up. And a door has to go up. And a block. And a door. Right, and this is the end of the house here. So whatever build out we gotta do, it's gonna have to be back. Because this accounts for the space in Questable Area 1 that it allows. Without trying to get too crazy as far as like adding extra stuff. Okay. And then this is how tall the building is going to have to be. Which is a lot taller than I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. Well, folks, that looks like that is the end of my ability to be on for today. I'm going to finish blocking out this room off camera, and then we will continue on the next time I am able to stream. I really appreciate you guys coming. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time. Good night, all.